Hi everyone, welcome back to my class. This is Romana Ali. I hope you all are doing well. In today's class, we are going to study about the topic nerve impulse. If we want to understand about the nerve impulses, we need to first learn some of the important points, some of the important topics. So one such topic is polarized state of the cells. What do you mean by the polarized state of the cell? Let us see that. So this is our cell, and here outside the cell the interstitial fluid is present. In the cell and also in the interstitial fluid, both positive and negative ions are present. So we will write here, ions are found inside the cell as well as in the interstitial fluid. Here inside the cell, the positive ions that are present, they are not more in number. Their number is very less when compared to the interstitial fluid. So positive ions that are found in the interstitial fluid, they are more in number when compared to the positive ions that are there inside the cell. So the negative potential is going to be seen inside the cell because positive ions are less in number. So how many ions are less in number? For example, if 100 positive ions are present in the interstitial fluid, then only 30 ions will be there inside the cell. So in this way we can write minus 70 millivoltage of ions will be seen inside the cell. This is how the voltage can be measured. So in the interstitial fluid, more number of ions are present when compared to the cell, when compared to the ions that are there in the cell. So it can be measured as minus 70 MV. Okay. Now this is called as resting potential of the cell, and the cell which shows the lesser number of positive ions, that cell is said to be in polarized state. So this is exactly a polarized state of the cell. Whenever the positive ions are present more in number in the interstitial fluid when compared to the cell, at that time a potential is generated, and that potential is called as resting potential, and it can be given as minus 70 MV. So the cell which shows minus 70 MV and that is present in the resting potential state, we call that cell as polarized state. In the cell membrane of our cell, sodium-potassium pumps are present. These are called as sodium-potassium pumps. So sodium ions are there in the cell. These are positive ions. They are not more in number, but less number of sodium ions are present inside the cell. Through these pumps, the sodium can move out of the cell. So sodiums are moving out of the cell, but in turn the other positive ions can enter into the cell. For example, potassium ions. So potassium ions can enter into the cell. So whenever the sodium ions are releasing out of the cell, when they are moving out of the cell, at the time the potassium ions which are there in the interstitial fluid, they can move into the cell. How many sodium ions will move out? 3 sodium ions. At a time 3 sodium ions can move out of the cell, and in turn only 2 potassium ions can enter into the cell. This is how the concentration of the positive ions is getting decreases. The number of the positive ions is getting decreases. 3 positive ions are moving out of the cell and only 2 are coming in. Only 2 are entering into the cell. This is the reason why the positive ions are lesser in number and the cell is in polarized state. There are other reasons also behind this. So we will talk about the reasons that are responsible for the polarized state of the cell, and that reasons include, the first one is sodium pumps are potentiogenic. So the three main reasons that makes the cell polarized are sodium potassium pumps are potentiogenic. That means it allows more ions of sodium to enter into the cell. The next reason is negative ions and negative proteins are unable to leave the cell. That means along with the positive ions, negative ions and negative proteins are also there in the cell, but there are no any pumps present to make these ions out of the cell, to make the movement of these negative ions and negative proteins out of the cell. In such a way, only positive ions can move out of the cell and negative ions and negative proteins remain inside the cell. This is how the negative ions and negative proteins are unable to leave the cell. And the third reason for the polarized state of cell is membrane at rest is more permeable to potassium than sodium. That means here this one is our cell membrane, and over the cell membrane sodium potassium pumps are present. These sodium potassium pumps helps to make the movement of the sodium ions out of the cell, and this cell membrane is very permeable to the potassium ions than sodium ions. That means the sodium ions, they are moving out of the cell through these sodium potassium pumps, and in turn potassium ions are moving into the cell, right? But these potassium ions that are entering into the cell, they can leak out of the cell. They can come out of the cell through other channels. So in this way, membrane, the cell membrane of the cell is more permeable to the potassium ions than sodium ions. These are the different reasons why the cell is in polarized state. To make the cell polarized, these are the different reasons that are responsible. Let us move to the next topic that we need to understand in order to learn the topic nerve impulse. Firstly, we have seen the polarized state of cell. Now we'll talk about the types of channels that are present on the cell membrane of our cell. So we have seen how the cell enter into the polarized state. That means what is the meaning of polarized state? We have already learned that. Now let us see the types of channels that are present on the cell membrane of our cells. So there are so many channels. The four major types of channels are found on the cell membrane, and they are leaky channels, voltage gated channels, mechanically gated channels and ligand gated channels. These are four major types of channels that you can find on the cell membrane of your cell. Now let us see what do they do. So leaky channels are the channels that leaks the different ions, that stimulates the leakage of sodium as well as potassium ions out of the cell. This is about the leaky channels. The next one is voltage gated channels. Voltage gated channels are closed and they get open only due to the change in the voltage. Whenever the change occurs in the voltage, at the time these voltage gated channels opens and the ions that are present inside the cell, they can move out of the cell. The next one is mechanically gated channel. These are also closed one and they get open only due to the mechanical pressure. For example, whenever the pressure applied on any of our body part, so we know that below the skin neurons are present, nerve cells are present, right? So because of the pressure exerted from the outside, the neurons in the cell membrane of the neurons also, you will be finding the presence of mechanically gated channels. They are closed, but due to the mechanical pressure they get open and then the movement of the ions can be seen through the channel called mechanically gated channel. The next and the last one is ligand gated channel. This one is also a closed type, and this ligand gated channel opens only when a specific chemical binds to it. For example, this is our cell. Over the cell, if any chemical binds, if any chemical comes and binds over the cell membrane, at that time what happens? The channels, ligand gated channels are present over here. If a chemical sits or if a chemical binds to the cell membrane of a cell, at the time these channels, it would get open and the movement of the ions takes place. So in this way, different types of channels allows the movement of the ions out of our cell into the interstitial fluid, and some of the ions can move into the cell from the interstitial fluid. What you need to remember is just about these 4 channels: leaky channels, voltage gated channels, mechanically gated channels, and ligand gated channels. All these are closed. They open at specific times to carry out their function. Voltage gated channels open only when the change in voltage takes place. Mechanically gated channel opens only when the mechanical pressure is applied over the cell membrane, and ligand gated channels open only when the chemical binds to its membrane. This is about the topic types of channels on cell membrane. This is our cell. Across the cell, interstitial fluid is present. We know that in the interstitial fluid, more number of positive ions are present, and inside the cell, less number of positive ions are present, due to which the potential is measured as minus 70 MV, right? And this potential is said to be as resting potential. And the cell which shows minus 70 MV resting potential, that cell is said to be in the polarized state. This is about the polarized state of the cell. Now, how the depolarization state of the cell occurs? We have seen that due to the depolarization of the cells only, the muscles, it would get contracted, the different signals or the messages, it would get transferred. Okay, so this is the polarized state of the cell. But the cell undergoes depolarization when it has to show the contraction of the muscles, when it has to create the nerve impulse, when it has to generate the nerve impulses. At that time, depolarization of the cell also takes place. So how the cell gets depolarized? Let us see that. We know that cell membrane, it shows you the pumps. Sodium potassium pumps are present like this, right? So due to these pumps, with the help of these pumps, the sodium, it will move out and the potassium ions will move in. 3 sodium ions, when they move out of the cell, 2 potassium ions can enter into the cell. When the potassium ions are entering into the cell, now the cell shows more number of potassium ions, and the sodium ions which are present in the cell, they move out. So no sodium ions or less number of sodium ions will be there in the cell, but the potassium ions will be more in number when compared to the sodium ions, like this. So here in the cell membrane, you may also find some leakage pumps. We have just before we have studied about the different channels that are there on the cell membrane, right? So here the leakage channels are present. So these leakage channels are potassium leakage channels. So through the potassium leakage channels, these potassium ions can comes out of the cell. This is how the positive ions will be lesser in number and the interstitial fluid shows more number of positive ions. Now we are going to see how the nerve impulse is getting generated. So before learning about the nerve impulse, we should know about the polarized state of the cell. We should know about the different channels that are there over the cell membrane, and we should also know about the depolarization of the cell that we have already studied. Now we can easily understand the generation of the action potential or the nerve impulses in order to send the signal to the central nervous system. This is our nerve cell. It shows cell body, dendrites, axon and axon terminals also, right? Now, in the dendrites of the axon, you will be finding the presence of specialized channels called mechanically gated pumps. Whenever any insect or anything applies pressure on any organ of your body, then that pressure stimulates the opening of the mechanically gated pumps. All over the body, beneath the skin, neurons, nerve cells are present. So for example, if on your hand, if any cockroach sits on your hand, then the neuron which is present under the skin, That neuron shows you the generation of the nerve impulse. How it gets generated, let us see that now. So, this is a cockroach. If it sits, it applies some pressure, right? Due to the application of the pressure, mechanically gated pumps, it would get open. By the opening of the mechanically gated pumps, so mechanically gated sodium pumps, it would get activated, it would get open only when the pressure is applied. So, due to the pressure that is applied on the mechanically gated sodium pumps, the opening of these pumps can be achieved. As soon as the pumps open, the sodium ions will enter into the cell. The entry of the sodium ions stimulates the pumps which are present in the axon. So, in the axon of the nerve cell, you can find two main channels or two main pumps. One is sodium voltage gated channels and the other one is potassium voltage gated channels. Due to the entry of the sodium ions through mechanically gated channels, this sends some signals. This will stimulate the opening of sodium and potassium voltage gated channels. But here, sodium voltage gated channels can be activated more earlier than the potassium voltage gated channels. So, it would get open more earlier than the potassium voltage gated channels. So, as soon as the opening of the sodium voltage gated channels occur, the sodium ions that are present in the interstitial fluid, it starts moving inside the cell. So, so many ions will enter into the axon, positive ions. Sodium ions are positive, right? But we have seen that whenever the cell is in polarized state at that time, it shows you, we'll put a graph to understand this concept. It shows you minus 70 MV. Minus 70 MV, that is resting potential. But when the sodium start entering into the cells by the opening of sodium voltage gated channels, at that time this will becomes minus 60 MV. Positive ions are getting in, the requirement of the positive ions is also getting decreases. So, it will become minus 60 MV, then minus 50 MV, likewise it will comes to minus 10 MV and then it leads to 0. It will come towards 0 and then you can see that it will become plus 30 MV. So, it will rises up and it will shows you the potential like plus 30 MV. This is your resting potential. When it becomes minus 60 MV, this type of potential can be termed as threshold potential. And then depolarization occur. That means entry of the sodium ions into the cell would occur, due to which the potential, it becomes plus 30 MV. More number of positive ions will be there inside the cell. So, this is how the depolarization occur due to the opening of sodium voltage gated channel. But now what happens? After the enough amount of sodium ions enter into the cell, now this potassium voltage gated channels, it will open. Due to the opening of the potassium voltage gated channels, the potassium is going to enter into the cell, and the potassium will enter only when the 3 sodium ions will move out of the cell. So, the opening of the potassium voltage gated channels, it is removing 3 sodium ions from the cell in order to make the entry of 2 potassium ions. So, 3 sodium ions are moving out of the cell and 2 potassium ions are moving into the cell. Now what happens? The sodium ions, the number of the sodium ions, it start decreasing. So positive ions, it start decreasing, due to which the depolarization, it will also get stopped. And then what happens? The cell, it again comes back to its original position, original state, that is in polarized state. It will comes back to its polarized state like this. The potential, it will decreases due to the opening of potassium voltage gated channels, and then it becomes, and then it makes the potential, it makes the voltage of the cell as minus 70 MV again, and it can exceed this range also. This is called as hyper depolarization, and this is called as repolarization, because the cell is again entering into the polarized state. So we call this as a repolarization. This is the simple thing. By looking at this graph, you can understand the whole mechanism. See, again I am repeating. Once the pressure is applied, mechanically gated sodium pumps open, entry of the sodium starts. Because of the sodium ions, because of the opening of the mechanical gated sodium pumps, that stimulates the opening of other channels present in the axon. In the axon, different segments are present. Okay, so we'll take an example. We'll represent the segment as A, B and C. Segment A is in polarized state. That means it will be showing minus 70 MV of voltage. Now, when the sodium voltage gated channels open, at the time sodium start entering into the cell. So the resting potential, it becomes threshold potential. As soon as the sodium ions entering into the cell, the voltage start getting changes. So minus 70 becomes minus 60, then it further changes till it reaches plus 30 MV. This state is called as depolarization, that means entry of the sodium ions. Now, at some point, these potassium voltage gated channels open, and due to the opening of the potassium voltage gated channels, the removal of the sodium ions would get started. So whenever the sodium ions start moving out of the cell, at the time the voltage, it starts dropping. So the fall in the voltage can be seen due to the opening of the potassium voltage gated channel, and this step is called as repolarization. Repolarization occurs due to the opening of potassium voltage gated channel. Now, when the A segment start undergoing the process called repolarization, at the time the channels which are present in the B segment, it gets open. So B channel will start the depolarization of the cell. Repolarization of A segment stimulates the depolarization of B segment, and repolarization of B segment stimulates the depolarization of C segment, and then the depolarization of the synapses of the axon terminals stimulates the repolarization of the C cell. This is going to happen in generating the nerve impulses, and we know that in the axon terminals calcium pumps are there. So due to the depolarization, calcium ions would move into the cell, and this calcium ions stimulates the synaptic vesicles. This calcium ions forces the synaptic vesicles to release the chemicals, and these chemicals are nothing but neurotransmitters. By the release of neurotransmitters, the nerve impulse can be generated. The signals can be transferred. Synapse can be maintained in between the two nerve cells. So this is about the nerve impulse, generation of the nerve impulse. Firstly, the cell will be in resting potential, then it undergoes threshold potential, then it shows the depolarization of the cell, that is entry of the sodium ion, and then removal of the sodium ions would occur, that is called as repolarization, and then the cell undergoes hyperdepolarization. Then finally the calcium will releases, that enforces the chemicals, neurotransmitters to get releases out of the synaptic vesicles, and due to the release of these neurotransmitters, the nerve impulse would get generated. And here one more point, when the cell shows the potential plus 30 MV, that means when more amount of the positive ions will enter into the cell, at that time it shows the voltage as plus 30 MV. This potential is termed as action potential. So 3 types of potential can be seen. One is resting potential, when the cell is in polarized state. When it undergoes depolarization, at the time it shows you the threshold potential, and at the terminal point of the depolarization, it would shows you the potential called action potential. Then after the action potential, the reaction called repolarization and hyperpolarization of the cell would occur. This will generate the nerve impulse. I hope it's clear to you. In the next class, I'll explain you about the different types of synapses, how the synapses would occur. That we'll see in our next session. So meet you in next class. Goodbye.